You're watching National Streaming Sports, over 20 podcasts, 70 shows, and a 3.5-star rating on Roku TV. You're watching National Streaming Sports, over 20 podcasts, 70 shows, and a 3.5-star rating on Roku TV.
All right. You're getting Prime? Hey, Joe. Oh, I know what you're talking about. Oh, hell no. I got to show this comment. My good buddy, Joey Alonso, a Packer fan. And granted, I haven't watched all of that clickbait shit. I can honestly say Joey doesn't have to worry about that because he's got Matt LaFleur as his coach. So it's early. Let's fucking drop it. Hell the fuck no. We are not getting prime time. Shalif, Saleh Khan. 2-1. Oh, the Flyers are on. Okay, let me check that. Get that on there, brother. Let's see here. Because I didn't know they were playing. I got Red Wings and Panthers on. Because it is a sports program, and the fact that the NFL is Flyers and Islanders, good. And they're playing the Islanders, outstanding. So we might get a chance to hear from my boy Jimmy Farrell. By the way, Walter Fulmer, XJESXM, Raider Capo, J Diddy, Raider Bus, and Raider Sweat. That I think, is that Ryan? Is that you, Raider Sweat, or is that the Michelle Sweat? At least it's a Sweat. Good evening to you, Mike C. Good. Hit the likes. Thank you there, Jack Hanna. Hit the likes. Thank you for that. Yeah, like, share. And because I didn't get a chance to really show it yesterday, there was issues with the simulcasting of the NFL Nation live show to my YouTube. I wore the Fear the Bones shirt again. First off, how can you not love a shirt that has pirate themes and skulls and crossbones and the Navy all rolled into one? And the Flyers just got a goal. As soon as I turned away, they get a goal. Was it Konechny? And they beat Sorokin. No, it was Frost. I think it was Frost. That's the guy who's going. That's the guy who's on screen right now. I'll tell you in a minute. Okay, it was a giveaway. Konechny centers it to Frost and to Tippett, I think is the big kid's name. 74, I think it's Tippett. Tippett back to Frost and Sorokin. You are dimed out. Yep, Tippett to Frost. I don't know all of the Flyers, but I do know some of the guys. He scores. You got it. And I saw the Flyers in Vegas 2 weeks ago. Did they win? I don't know if they won or not. I would have loved to see the Flyers anywhere. I saw them this year earlier. I saw them in Tampa where they were down 2-1 in the third period, tied it. I think it was 2-2, and they won in overtime. So that's always a good thing. Ahoy to you as well, Matt Marinovich. And El Raider also joined everybody on Instagram. If you are on Instagram, if you are on, let's see here, Twitch, there are some people on Twitch. There are some people on Facebook. Come on over to YouTube. And the reason why I say that is I can't see all of the comments. Nope, scored first and got smoked. Well, that's the Flyers in a nutshell. Looks like BJ is essentially a done deal. Matt, and we are going to talk about that. That is a BJ that you definitely want in Vegas. See what I did there? And Joey Alonso, my buddy, who's also a Navy, fellow Navy chief, retired, talking shit about prime time. Hell no. And as soon as the Raiders said they weren't interested, what does he do? He goes and tells Jerry Jones, well, I'm interested in being the Cowboys head coach. So who the hell knows where he's going? As long as he doesn't show up in Las Vegas as the head coach, he can show up as the biggest pom-pom rah-rah guy that there is. And there's also the clickbait that that Deion Sanders has already Patrick Waugh? I knew he looked familiar. Wow. Patrick Waugh is the Islanders head coach. Did not know. I'm sure that Jimmy Farrell would have told me that. Yeah, he record against the Flyers, 7 wins, 12 losses, and 10 ties. Was not good overall. And I did hear about this as well. And that's not a bad person to get. Everybody was saying how, if the Raiders need a quarterback, they should go out and get Sam Darnold, who really, he cost himself $60 million in 2 games. He played like shit against the Lions the last game in week 17. He played like shit against the LA Rams, and he cost himself $60 million in a payday. And I'm not talking those candy bars either. 60 mil. Drop lower price. So if Ben Johnson is, I said Waugh. I said Patrick Waugh. Are you not listening? It's not Roy, it's Patrick Waugh. Jack, listen, I swear, I said Patrick Waugh. Pilling got hurt early in the game, hit the head, and no penalty. Okay, well, Chris, I just turned on the game. Right now, Philly's on a power play, 1 minute 27 seconds left, and maybe they can do something with this power. Oh, okay. Well, thanks, Jack. I was gonna say I know how to pronounce his fucking name, Patrick Waugh. And if you missed Jack yesterday, he was on the Wild Wild West show, another show that is on my channel. By the way, I did a reboot on my computer. I have a technician coming in tomorrow to check to see if I can get any more oomph to the Wi-Fi internet here. So if there are issues with the lagging, hopefully it won't be for too long. I'm going to move this camera down a little bit. It's a little high. There you go. That's better. There's one of my favorite ladies. Gotta love Dory. Love you, Dory. Good evening to you. Good evening all. I came in late to the Wild. Well, hey, I didn't even watch the show. I have been busy doing stuff. I did the NFL Nation live show, and then I was doing other stuff, and I did stuff today. What did I? I've been busy all day. I mean, when you're not working. Oh, I remember. Okay, I had a VA appointment today, and then I was on the phone or waiting for the Social Security to call me. So I had the VA appointment. Oh, first time ever I was seen by a chiropractor. New thing for the VA is they actually have chiropractors for the VA. Cut about a month ago, for the first thing that, the VA is new to the VA as well, is they have acupuncturists. And I went to an acupuncturist. I'm going again. Oh, and Matt said he shut off the show because there was no Raiders rep. Come on, Jack. You got to be there, man. You know that if nobody's there, nobody's going to watch. Got stuck on a crazy divorce deployment call. Oh, yeah. Salute to Jack Kenna, who is working issues with USAA. Crazy divorce deployment. Yeah, okay. He is working. And that work does trump all, because in case you missed it, was it next Friday or next Thursday? Could be next Thursday. Next Friday or next Thursday, I will be going to Fort Leavenworth for work. Remember, you guys, I told you that I have this part-time job that occasionally comes up. I got some hours. Thank goodness. So I will be going to Leavenworth, working military stuff. Joey Alonso knows this, as he's a military guy. 12 on, 12 off. There is no weekends. There is no short shifts. 12 on, 12 off. That's the schedule. Silver Smoke Raider, a little bit of both. A little bit of both of what there, brother? And by the way, Silver Smoke he was engaging the last time we had a show. Maybe we can get him in on a camera. Yeah, Kenna, but it's like I said, it's part-time. It's 2 weeks every 2.5 months. Not bitching about it. Not bitching about it, because it's a job. It's a job. When am I coming to NorCal, Jack? As soon as I know, because I am coming to NorCal to see my buddy Ed Winchell, and then we'll go see our buddy Jack Kenna, and then we'll also see maybe Kojo will be there. Hopefully soon. Yeah, hoping. Thank you there, Silverstone. Now that you got that. Yeah, Brandon, and Brandon was a big part of our last show as well. A newer, I believe, newer viewer to the show. Welcome in, Brandon. Nation Nightmares over there on Instagram. Thank you for being there. Remember, if you are on Instagram, come on over to YouTube because I can see all the comments. I can see your comments on Instagram. I just can't incorporate it. Coming to NorCal, Silver Smoke. Yeah, I'll be there. Just like the Dolphins last year, Bills last year, 49ers losing Greenlaw in the last year. I know. There you go, Clayton Heron from Wisconsin. And there are 3 Bronco fans that I see kind of regularly. There's Clayton, there's Richie Richey, there is DBFL DB for life, and then even Biggie Bronco came in here one time. Wow! And Biggie Bronco and myself go, we just knock heads. But he was in here. Rex to the Raiders. And I agree with Kenna. If there's 10 people in here, I should have at least 10 likes. Hopefully so. Hey, Rex to the Raiders. There you go, Cowboy. Okay, I see all of this clickbait shit. Clayton, you were late because my buddy Joe, who is a Packers fan, said that the Raiders are getting Neon Dion. Said fuck no to that. Rex to the Raiders? Are you saying Rex Ryan? That's a new one for me. Whereas you heard through a lot of different channels that we sent Ben Johnson unofficial offer. Yeah, and see, this is and you were talking hope or hype, a little bit of both, and I do agree with you there. Ben Johnson is the latest version of when Shanahan's kid was around or McVay's kid was the talk of the town. They got their jobs, okay? They got their jobs as the creative offensive minds, and they've done well. You know, Shanahan, little mini Shanahan, went to a Super Bowl with the Niners and lost. McVay went to a Super Bowl and won. So check out the NHRT now, Broncos country. I don't get kicked. Yeah, and because Jack has measured well. And again, I can go into MHRT network and I they let me in there too. Yeah, Rex Ryan. No, yeah, Deion Sanders. Fuck no. Hey, and here he is, Ed Winchell. We were just talking about you. Kenna was like, "When are you coming?" I said, "That's up to my boy Ed Winchell." And there's just talk about him. Yeah, no, I don't want to deal with Rex Ryan either. I'm big on Ben and have been since last year. Okay, I want General Spytek and head coach. Okay, let's talk. That's good. Let's talk about that. Because if Johnson comes in here, the word is he's going to want his own GM. Hey, I'm coming in here. I'm going to be here to save your franchise. I want to work with this guy. Okay. I want to work with this guy. This guy's name is X. I don't know who it is, but there are plenty of people that are there. Now, Spytek is the assistant general manager for the Fake Pirates, local team here, but he has ties to Brady. Now, I don't know, and Brady does have a lot of Wasta and balls because Johnson wouldn't have even had an interview had Tom Brady not called him. Okay. So he said, I came in and allegedly, that's why he took the interview and he's interested allegedly. I'll address, and let's talk about this as well. Where is Champ Kelly? I don't know. By the way, And Sharif, I'm gonna throw some flack at you. And you know, every time that I do, it's at least it's non nasty. Okay, it's non nasty. I saw what you wrote about Johnson, and then you said, and basically, and the reason why he did what he did was because of this guy, which is correct, right? That's correct. But then you gave him an adjective because of the black general manager. Reef, not everything is color, man. Not everything is color. Why did you just say because of the general manager that was there? This guy, this guy, this guy, he did this, and this. Look at what he did. Then you could bury the lead and say, by the way, he's African American descent. Oh, you'll be here. You'll be here, Sharif. You'll be here. Once I put the thing up, you'll be in here. But I'm just saying, it's not always about color. And so Champ allegedly is still here. No, Kelly is not under contract, Jack. His contract was up, so he's a free agent, I believe, is what I was told. Patrick Graham was not. Yeah, see, and I'll do this one. If I had a choice of Patrick Graham or Robert Saleh, I'd take Robert Saleh. No, it's not a black thing, Sharif. I just think that his defenses were better when he was the defensive coordinator for the Niners. But if you want to go with continuity, the players like Patrick Graham, so that would make sense. But Patrick Graham is interviewing for other jobs. So is Robert Saleh. So is Robert Saleh. So it's Reef, man, come on. This is 2025. I said it's 2023. I had to figure out what fucking year it was. And we're all not, at least me, and you know, at least me, it's not all about race and color. It's not all about race or color. As 10 people who the Lions, yes, and 7 don't know, don't misconstrue the context. Okay. But I will give you that. Okay. Oh, wrong one. I'm sorry. I get that. But see, that you're proving my point. If 7 to 10 don't know what the man's race is, that's what makes it immaterial. He did such a great job. He did a fantastic job. And here's the thing. I want that guy, whether it's him or somebody else, to do a fantastic job. I don't care if he is a black, gay Filipino. You see what I'm saying? A black, gay Filipino that does the job. Or a black, gay Filipino transsexual. And that's saying a lot for me. I don't even want to go there. It doesn't matter. But I get what you're saying. Gord Peterson, thank you for being here. Captain Jack. Saleh is coming in for an interview with the Raiders. Good. That would be great. And if I missed the point, I apologize. I'm not speaking for you. You're going to come in. You're going to come in, Sharif, because that's how I read it. That's how I read it. If I'm wrong, you can say that. But yeah, the guy did a fantastic job. And I won't do any more speaking for you. By the way, let me catch up with the folks that are over there on Instagram. Nation Nightmare, Campamaro is there. Black Hole Lovelock chapter joined. J Dog Avakazi's there. Cool. Super J61. And I won't speak. And Gord Peterson was like was something about mailing. Okay. Well, it's 10 days to 2 weeks. But having said that, because I might have opened up a big festering boil, I'm going to say, oh, Gord's getting a signed Lester Hayes hat. That's cool. I will, if you want to come into the show. Let me put this up here. Come into the show and take part. But yeah, I'm glad you clarified that, Sharif. I'm glad you clarified that. What did I say? Black, gay, Filipino, transsexual? Okay. That's the point. And those that kind of know my my ideology, that's saying a lot. And right on cue. and we will be hearing from Sharif Saleh Khan, aka Black Thanos. And if I poked, oh, whoa, okay, wait, whoa, Sharif, come on in. He was here. He'll come back in. Mapushane. Oh, Mapushane. There you go. I'll be visiting the end of the month. Tom is doing training the first and second week of February. Okay, Matt, I won't be here. I will be in Kansas. So if it's the first week of February, the Friday before the Super Bowl is when I come back. Okay. Anyway, let's hear. And again, I don't want to speak for him because Sharif was getting pissed that I was speaking for him. That's how I took it, was Black GM. Okay, and Sharif, give me a mic check, brother, so I can hear from you.
Mike.
Go ahead again, Sharif. I said I did have some issues, so hopefully they've been taken care of. So give me another mic check, brother.
Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2.
A lot better. How you doing there,
Okay.
Chip, man? Good to hear from you.
Yeah, it was good to see you in Vegas a few weeks ago, the first time in a long time. And I was there on a mission. And
I loved your mission.
Mission accomplished, as we used to say. Let me just say that. Mission accomplished. I didn't let you down, Cat.
There you go. And you got an extra one in for me, right?
A few extra ones. So yeah. And we had kosher wine. She just likes that for some reason. And shout out to Donna Rocca, who did a beautiful job of accommodating us a space for us at her establishment, just for us two after our dinner and all of that. And the wine being there, the cake, and it was nice. So
Now,
but it was good to see you.
May I ask, was it Mogan David or Manischewitz, or was it some?
Yeah, exactly. It was Morgan David. That was one of them for sure. She requested that specifically.
Yeah.
And I don't think it was any Manischewitz there, but definitely Morgan David was there.
For those that don't know, because people say that if you want, like, is it Mad Dog 2020, or what was that other cheap one, Boone's Farm? The really sweet, cheap wine.
Yeah.
Don't do those. Do Mogan David or Manischewitz. It's like drinking pure cherry grape sugar.
Right.
It's sweet and it's good, and it is kosher. It's kosher.
Yes, it is. Anyway, I'm glad to see Tom Fiasco out the building. I told you he was up to no good from day one. There's we know the sub story behind that. However, to the point about the Lions, and of course, everyone falling in love with Ben Johnson. I've seen this movie before. The hot new under 40 OC who's never did any head coaching before. I dare to call my point was I dare to call him a Brad Holmes beneficiary. Brad Holmes being the GM of the Detroit Lions. And since taking control in 2021, in a 3-year period, he's drafted 5 Pro Bowlers. He was smart enough and patient enough not to fire Campbell after Campbell was crucified after his first year. All you need to do is Google the reactions of the press and the fans after Campbell's first year. But Holmes didn't listen. He let that team grow organically. He knew the players resonated with Campbell. They had the best O-line in the game. They drafted one of the best centers back in 2018 before Holmes. They have an excellent running game, Montgomery, who they got from Chicago. They got a great tight end who actually broke the record before Bowers did in Laporta. And then, of course, Bowers reset the mark. They have 2,000-yard wide receivers, one of them drafted in the first round from Ohio State. This is all under Mr. Holmes. So I'm like wondering, so as all this praise and worship that's been going around for Campbell and for Ben Johnson, I did a little informal survey and talked to about 8 to 10 football fans, well, more than that. I said, well, can you tell me who the GM is of the Lions? Only 3 of them knew. And these are people with, some considerable knowledge of the game. They're not necessarily Lion fans, but, if most people was on Jeopardy, they couldn't answer that question. So I thought that was a dubious fact, to say the least. However, with Ben Johnson,
I will go there. I didn't know who the guy was. And again, I'm pretty up on shit.
Right. Exactly. You're extremely knowledgeable.
Yeah. But I would say whoever was the general manager put together that team with Campbell and his staff. And kudos to him. Okay. Because you can't have a good football team without a good GM that makes the best decisions. Okay. And the fact you said, but it was your quantifier that threw me, because Sharif, I will say this, a lot of times, and you can deny it, a lot of times it becomes a Martin Lawrence thing in Boomerang. Remember the scene in Boomerang where Martin Lawrence picks up the black ball and he said, and what is it? The object of the game is a white ball. Got to take up all the other balls on the table, and then the last one they got to destroy is the black ball. And with you, I get a lot. And again, I appreciate the fact that you are very proud of your nationality, your race, and all that goes with it. But it's not all about being black, brother.
But Cap, again. And I remember that scene. That's a great movie, and I'm glad you appreciate it. Is that no, I'm extremely practical, but I'm not oblivious to just some systemic things. There's something called the glass cliff. And historically, over and over and over, when football teams are at that crossroads, they're bringing a black coach, they will level up. Out goes the black coach. I remember Lovie Smith going 10-6 one year. Thank you for your services. Good night. I remember Anthony Lynn going 12-4, and then having a less than spectacular year next year. Telesco said, "No, we got Herbert. Thanks for coming. We don't need this." This goes on all the time. Mm-hmm. So AP being out of here don't surprise me, really. But it vindicated my position when I saw the bare minimum Telesco did. It just feels so treacherous and orchestrated. You let Jacobs walk out. You don't even call the Commanders to make an inquiry, which is what I told you he didn't do, but I didn't have the proof. But to me, it was obvious. So, Mr. Conspiracy Theorist Sharif, and now Adam Schefter basically confirmed what I've been saying for months.
And that did surprise me. Now, this is what I was told in the fact that, because here's the other spin. What I was told is the Raiders were not interested in trading up and they basically told Telesco, don't even fucking try because we're not going to mortgage the future for said quarterback. So it's not just that Tom didn't do it, but basically he was told not to. So there are two ways to read that, correct?
We don't know that for sure, but we do know he sat on a ton of money. We do know he chose Minshew out of a lot of attractive free agent options.
Oh, okay. Wait, stop. Other than Kirk Cousins, who was already signed, who were the attractive free agent options? And if you give me Joe Flacco, I'm going to giggle.
Wasn't Mayfield on the market, or was kind of like in that?
Yeah, he was, but it was pretty much he was already. What's the word I'm looking for? He was pretty much already.
Wasn't Sam Darnold somewhat available? Wasn't Justin Fields, who went to Pittsburgh for chump change, and Russell Wilson available? The Steelers gave Russell Wilson $1.5 million and made the playoffs with him.
Yeah, but
you think Devontae got up out of here because he didn't see what was at play?
Would you really want Russell Wilson to have been here
at $1.5 million as a stopgap? Why not? What was he worse than Minshew?
I will say that they overpaid for Gardner Minshew as a stopgap. That I agree with. Okay, that I agree with. I would have to check the timeline because I don't remember, and I'm telling you, I don't remember who was already signed and who was still on the market. I know that other than Kirk Cousins, the people that you mentioned were free agent quarterbacks, but I don't know at the time where we were on the timeline.
When our season ended, everybody and their mother-in-law knew we needed a quarterback.
True.
Everybody knew that, whether it was free agency, getting somebody in the draft, hell, even drafting someone in the second or third round for depth or development. He gave Minshew, of all people, $25 million, who was basically a long-haired Garoppolo, but less accomplished. But anyway, I really wanted to talk about Ben Johnson. If we sign him, if we sign him, like I said, I've seen this movie before. I remember North Turner winning 2 Super Bowls with Dallas as an OC. I remember Josh McDaniels, all the glory with the Patriots, and everyone was all in love with him coming here. Though he had head coaching experience, Ben Johnson got less than Antonio Pierce has. And if this team goes 5-12 this year, which is I'm already predicting if Ben comes here, because he won't have Jared Goff, one of the most accurate passes of all time, throwing passes. He won't have the best O-line in the game no more. He won't have Montgomery running. There's too many holes to fill. So if we go 5-12 and Pierce won 5 games a year ago in half a season, will we start to panic like we did this year? Oh, we got to fire him. No, he's going to get this automatic 2-3 year grace period. This is the double standard that consistently plays itself out in this game. And basically, I don't think he's ready. He's a beneficiary of a great team. This team, the Lions, are a lot like the '92 Cowboys were. Whereas the way that they're built, tight end, best O-line, a good running game, 2 very good wide receivers, and a very accurate, systematic type quarterback. Any OC will look good hiding among that. But as soon as you are the man in charge on a team devoid of talent, that's when all these sexy big name OCs get exposed over and over and over. And if a 6-time Super Bowl champion like McDaniels will fall on his face, a guy who's even younger and less experienced than McDaniels, expect it. Be careful what you wish for. And I've said this to Raider Nation over and over and over about other hires, about falling in love with these sexy names. And then 2 years later, we looking for someone else. I would honestly prefer Pete Carroll. He's not my dream choice.
Thank you. And I think Pete Carroll is the consolation prize. I really do. I think Pete Carroll, This is how I think, and maybe I'm wrong. Tell me if I'm wrong. I think the Raiders told Pete, "Hey, Pete, we really want Ben Johnson. We really do. We're being honest with you, but we'd love to have you if it doesn't happen." And if Pete doesn't have any other suitors, that's the big question. If Pete doesn't have any other suitors, Pete's like, "Okay, I'll hang out." Because I think that's what he's doing. He's going to hang out to see what happens. And I am with you in the fact that I like Ben Johnson as a possible choice. But my first choice, and people are going to crucify me for this. Yeah, Jew that's being crucified is, I'd say that one. That's not new. Anyway, Pete Carroll, Bruce Ariens, Robert Saleh. These are guys I want. Why? Because they're experienced. The first two are winners. Saleh didn't get a good juice in New York, but then again, New York is not the place to, a bunch of head coaches, white and black. And what is Robert Saleh? Is he? I don't know what his nationality. Does he hit the ethnic things as well?
I think he's Libyan. Well, I mean, by faith, he's Muslim. So, and there were people in the press here in New York who speculated right after he showed the national flag of his country of origin on his apparel. I think within a day or two, he was terminated by Mr. Johnson.
Yeah.
So it could be coincidence, but But anyway, no, I agree with you in terms of Pete Carroll, because Pete Carroll is actually a qualified, worthy peer in the AFC West, where you got men of rank and accomplishment and jewelry. Yeah, Harbaugh won the championship in college, but he's still very well respected, and we know what his capability is. Basically, Ben Johnson will look like the coffee boy in the company of those three men. And those worried about Carroll's age, we're not asking him to run the 40. As long as he's in his right mind, we want that wealth of wisdom and experience and someone with the connections to build a competent staff. When you've been in this game as long as Pete Carroll, you know who can do what. Ben Johnson hasn't had that responsibility yet.
Yeah.
He got some nice concepts or whatever, but without the talent, the plethora of talent that Detroit has put together by that GM drafting 5 Pro Bowlers in 3 years, he's not going to look the same here. And if he's here, expect us to be 5-12 at best. This is another worldwide moment where Reef is telling you something. You're like, oh, okay. And then a year from now, I'm going to tell you, check your files, Cap. Check the videotape. I told you this.
I don't need to. I don't need. You know why? Because if you're right, you'll tell me.
Yes. Ain't that nice of me?
If you're right, you'll tell me. But what I do, but please, I want you to check that. If the Raiders go 6-12, was that? No, 6-11. 6-11. If the Raiders go 6-11, I want you to say I was wrong by a game.
That we still have a losing record, and this glorified, exalted savior from Michigan only got us to 6-11. Hell, if we beat, if not for that fumble snap with AOC against KC and a couple of other games, we 6-11 this year.
Yeah, well, actually, if we were 7-10, I would have won the fucking money in Vegas, and maybe we wouldn't be having this conversation.
Absolutely. So I don't want to hog up all the time, my friend, but know where my heart is. I'm a straight shooter.
You and me too. That's why I'm glad you're here, because I didn't have an issue. I hate, and maybe it's because I don't see color. Okay, I don't see color with the sisters I've been looking at. You know what I'm saying?
What? Well, you saw me in Vegas, Cap. So we have something in common.
Damn right.
So
by the way, if you haven't seen what Sharif was hanging out with in Vegas, well, just saying you missed it.
But again, I hope Pete Carroll gets the. And lastly, I think Jacksonville has a very good chance at intercepting, pardon the pun, Ben Johnson. They got their quarterback already.
Yeah.
We don't know what Khan might be willing to pay Johnson just to get that. They're not far removed from playoff contention. They're in a weaker division. There's no state tax there either.
Yep.
So don't count Jacksonville out. Just like, we say, oh, we got such and such. Or a few days ago, Telesco was told he's safe. And then when you wake up one morning, he's fired. Do not be surprised if Jacksonville snag your heartthrob and get ready for Mr. Carroll, a champion, a elder statesman, a man who can look eye to eye to Andy Reid, Sean Payton, and Jim Harbaugh and say, yes, I've done it too. I've had 10 straight winning seasons in Seattle when I was there. So, that's what you're going to need to compete and command the cachet that those coaches have, because they're not playing. And if you want to wait 3 years for Ben Johnson to try to work a miracle with a team that's nowhere near as stacked as Detroit, you're just lying to yourself.
Now, I will say this, though. The difference, and God, I'm going to throw up in my mouth when I say this. The difference now is that there is a prima donna assistant, a prima donna minority owner that does get respect around the league because he has a lot of bling on his fingers. Okay.
Right.
It's because of him that Johnson took the call. And I'd like to see if Super Saiyan Lions, if I get that correct, would want to come in here. I'll put the link up again. But I think that the difference between anything else that has happened in the past, because remember, Gruden was 8-8, and then Gruden was 8-8. So at least he was, and it took the second or the last game of the second season by beating the Kansas City Chiefs in KC to get to that 8-8, because he would have been 7-9, right? But he was 8-8, and then he was 12-4. So that is those young coaches that worked and built. Okay, they worked and built. Now, if Ben Johnson comes here, and hopefully Super Saiyan Lions will come in here, okay, he's going to get 2 years minimum. I think with Brady's going to say, you're going to be here, and I'm going to do some top cover for you. You're going to be here and you're going to build. I'm going to give you at least 3. I can think that he's going to be here for 3 because he wants to see what he can build with 3. And just like you said with Ben Johnson and Holmes, they let him stay there and build and build and build. And even Brady knows, God, I hate saying this. Even Brady, you need competency and what do you call it? Competency and continuity in order to build your brand. So if Johnson comes here, he's gonna have a couple years. He's not gonna go by the way of AP. And I also agree, the person that got the shittiest stick was Jared Mayo. Let's call him that. Yeah. Jared Mayo got fucked without benefit of KY.
Yeah, totally. I would like to say that's exceptional. I've seen it happen a lot. But with Brady, there's been a lot of mega talented athletes who went to the front office. This ain't the field. If he was our quarterback and younger, I would feel a lot greater. And isn't he still doing broadcasting duties for at least the immediate future? So, he's going to be somewhat divided. He's not going to really be day to day because he's going to be on the road calling Dolphin games or whoever he's assigned to. But Michael Jordan was a horrible executive. You can't get any worse than Michael. Derek Jeter had a piece of the Marlins and was bought out already. One of the best Yankees ever. So that don't equate to because sometimes those people who are so successful as athletes It cloud their judgment, their ego. They think anything they touch turn to gold, and will be just our luck as we get Brady, not the player, but the executive, the glamour boy, and it don't translate to consistent success. So, if Brady came here 5 years ago as a quarterback like he wanted to, then yeah, maybe we have another Lombardi, because that year he went to the chip with Tampa. He's not coming to play quarterback. He's learning on the fly. Just because you look nice in a suit and was married to a supermodel, those those are not impressive credentials to run $1 billion conglomerate.
I got you. And Sharif, 1 second. I want to make sure while she's still here, I want to say hi to Tiki D8, my Raiderette lady friend that's over there in Lake Havasu. She says, keep up the good work. Thank you. Again, these are folks that are over there on Instagram. If you're on Instagram, come on over to YouTube. Avakazi's over there and a bunch of other people. I enjoy people on Instagram, but I got to go look at 2 screens and be cognizant of what's going on. But yeah, and again, Super Saiyan Lions, you can come in anytime. Mike Sarah reminds us that John Elway was horrible too.
Right. Great. Good example right there. Anyway, Cap, I got to go out into the night and pay what the city of New York entrusts me to do, watching over its citizenry and being a civil servant. So on that note, thanks for the time. And I hate to say this, if Detroit gets upset by the Lambs, I wouldn't be shocked. But for some Raider fans, that would be good news, because then you got a quicker path to Ben Johnson. But I'm going to triple down on my stance. I'm not sold on him. I'm not.
Yeah.
Not how stacked that team is and what he benefited from over there. I'm not.
Yeah, and again, I appreciate you bringing the facts in that without Holmes at GM, working with that staff, working within the draft, it is a composite effort. But the GM was the guy that stirred the pot and got everybody together. He is the chef, and it worked out well for everybody involved.
And he did it the old Al Davis way, and even the 90s Cowboys way. He solidified the trenches first, whereas now they're regarded as the best O-line in the game, which gives Jared Goff the luxury to be who a lot of people thought he could be. He's, and he's, I think he has like a 72.3 completion percentage for this year and 2,000-yard wide receivers. Ain't many OCs who going to suffer with that type of talent and execution. So have a good night, Cap, and we shall see.
Hey, and remember to talk to your friend about.
Oh yes, of course. Yeah.
There you go. Hey, I had to ask, because you. I wish I was there hanging out with you in Vegas, brother. That's all I'm going to say.
All right, I'll let you know about that, Cap.
All right, you take care, brother, and keep New York safe, man.
All right, thank you, bro.
All right, that's Black Thanos, aka Sharif Saleh Khan. And again, hey, Sharif knows that I'm colorblind. I am colorblind. Ayo Chachi was over there. Thank you there on Instagram. Thank you for being here. We got a lot. We got some viewers here. Silver Smoke. Dr. Brawl's here. I am live. And Eagles have the best O-line in the NFL. They did with Kelsey. It doesn't suck. I haven't been, you know what? I am remiss. I haven't been as attentive on all things, but their O-line definitely knows how to block, pass block, and run block, because they got Saquon with all of those yards. They got Hurts, who can throw and run. They got a great tight end in Goddard. And, of course, they have a couple great wide receivers. So that whole offense packaged together is fantastic. I tell you what, though, if they fall on their nuts, Sirianni might be gone. Desert Raider says dude is so negative about. Are you talking about Sharif? He's critical. He's critical. I'm critical. He's critical. I'll say that. And Desert Mike Sarah agrees with you to a point. But here's the funny thing. Mike Sarah agreed with Sharif on one of the items that he was saying. I can't remember which one. I was like, that is the sign that the apocalypse is upon us. Ayo Chachi says, yo, Cap, you think the Texans can pull this one off? Yes, I do. Maybe I'm smoking something. And I say that with a smile on my face. I've never, and I'm not lying. Here, I'm looking right at the camera. I have never had marijuana in edible form, in smoke form, in doobie form, in bong form. I have never had marijuana in my life. So when I say I'm not smoking that shit, I can say it honestly. But if I think the Texans can, the problem is if the officials get involved and they just make sure that the Chiefs go, and that would piss me off. And Stoffel the Badger, thank you for being there. You got the Silver Smoke in here. We got some people in there. And Sharif he's what do you call it? He's divisive amongst the crowd. He's a good guy. Good guy. And I said I dig Sharif because he's a good friend. There's a lot of things that Sharif and I have done together and know about and other things, and he still backs me, and I appreciate that. Sharif knows football, but it sounds like it, but it's hard not to be if you've been a fan. Yeah, Sharif's been a fan for I've been a fan for 50-something years. Sharif is at least 40-something years. We'd love to see Lions beat up on the Commanders, Redskins. I got you, Stoffel. Stoffel the Badger's in here. Armando Guzman, whoever is our GM, better bring in some good players. Thank you, Armando. That is true. That is true. Desert, I'm critical of the Raiders too. I am. And I am about the most loyal, positive person going. It took me a while to say, and Jack Kenna knows this as well. It took me a while for even me to say, get the fuck out of here, Josh McDaniels. And I didn't allow Jack McKenna to call him McShitnuts. Jack Kenna will testify to that. In fact, he's right here. Jack Kenna will testify to that. I told Jack Kenna, as long as he is our coach, do not say that about Josh. I couldn't stand him, but I said at least respect. It's like in the military. It's like when in the movie Band of Brothers, and it was twice. It was in the very first episode where David Schwimmer was a higher rank than the redheaded guy that was in charge of the company, and a guy says, "Hey, respect the rank, if not the person," or something like that. And he made Schwimmer at the very last episode, because he now outranked him. He goes, respect the rank, if not the person. And Schwimmer had to pop him a salute. And I did not like Josh McDaniels. But because he was the head coach of the Raiders, I said, while he's the head coach, don't call him McShitnuts. And he's going to testify to that right now. Jack, am I lying or what?
Hey, what's up, Cap? Salute to you. Salute to the nation.
There you go.
Yeah, you gave me some crap, dude, about, calling them McShitnuts on your show. But, once he got fired, McShitnuts, McDummy, McStupid, I can't coach.
Yeah.
All that stuff comes into play.
That because he's no longer our coach. And
that was the happiest day, almost being a Raiders fan.
It was. And
you know what? And I gave you that respect, and I stopped talking about him. We did agree, right? We called him McFired.
Yeah, McFired, because that's the best way to get. He's fucking McFired. He's gone.
He's fucking McFired. Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
With Santos, it's like, I agree with some of the things that he said. AP did get kind of a raw deal. What you guys talked about with Mayo too. He got a raw deal. But, you got to look at it in some ways too, in the way of like, Tom Telesco. It just kind of came out that we never really made a big push. Everyone in the nation thought we were going to make this huge push for Jaden Daniels. He's got a relationship with AP.
Mm-hmm.
And that guy, that generational kid, right? Probably the rookie of the year. Which, I still think Bowers should get the honor because he's broken records that no one's done. But,
he should be rookie of the year, but he's not going to be because it's
because he's not a quarterback.
He's not a quarterback. But Brock Bowers should be rookie of the year. Tell me I'm wrong. I'm wrong.
I can't tell you I'm wrong. I've been promoting it the whole season on the Wild Wild West. That's what I have to talk about when the Raiders are getting their asses handed to them every single week. So I got to talk about the positives. And, and I'm seeing what Bauer's doing with horrible quarterback play. I mean, guys are like coming in like, Booger eating, Minshew, and then Aiden O'Connell, and guys getting hurt. We had 3 quarterbacks, and he still broke all the records.
Right.
So,
and
yeah.
That's why I went off on that with the show. I don't know if you've watched it. It was with the lady Panther and the kid was a.
I did. I hopped in on the channel. Yeah, you were arguing.
The kid was a Lions fan. He says, "Well, nobody's throwing to him." I'm like, "Well, what the fuck are you talking about? Nobody's throwing to him." I said, "How can you break records when nobody's throwing to him?" He had 3 nobodies throw to him, and that's true. 3 nobodies throw to him, and he still broke the records for tight ends.
Right? Can you imagine if he had a quarterback actually thrown to him?
Yeah.
So, and Gord, hey, salute, brother. I'm glad you're going to get that Raiders hat. I'm wearing my other one right now. So the same one, the Lesser Hayes.
What was the? Did he buy it or was it a?
He paid. Man, actually, Gord's a great brother. He actually overpaid for the hat. I'm like, told him, you don't need to do that. I just want, whatever I got to pay for the signature and buy the hat at the store and then shipping. That's all I needed. He actually overpaid it. So
cool.
Thank you, Gord. Thank you very much. And, I'm glad I'm able to get it because that's his favorite player. So I'm able to, like, if I could get, like, someone to give me, like, a Jim Otto's jersey that's signed or a hat that from Jim Otto, because you know how much I love Jim Otto.
Yes, I do.
Ooh, I would overpay for that, too. And I actually, another little tidbit for OG, I got some, like, player cards from Lester. He kind of signed a couple extra, and I sent OG one, too.
Well, that's awesome, man. That's awesome. And I know he would. How is he doing, by the way? Because I haven't heard from him in a while. Hopefully he's okay.
Well, the last thing I've heard is that he's going into eye surgery, but I haven't talked to him since Christmas after him getting that Christmas card with the Lesser Hayes card. So I don't know. It's hard. It's always hard to get a hold of him. Yeah, it's like you can't text him. You can't go on, Facebook or Messenger, so it's difficult.
Yeah.
But, much love, much respect for OG, that's for sure. Yeah, and you know what? And the whole thing with
for all folks here, keep OG Jack Daniels in your prayers, please.
And for you folks that don't know OG is like, he is an OG like Captain. Captain was the first show I've ever went on. And OG was the first person that I ever actually did a show with, was him. And, both good boys right here and there. And, he's like, he's having vision problems. So always keep him in his prayers.
Yeah.
So
that is funny, cool, Kev, but yeah, it's easier finding Jimmy Hoffman.
Cool, Kev.
Good to see you.
Good to see you. Jack, Kev's one of the ones that always comes in the Wild Wild West, so that's good.
Yeah, and again, I don't remember what I was doing after the show. I've been busy, and hopefully, and this is like I said, hopefully, I will continue to be busy doing things that are going to help me out via like VA and Social Security and things like that, because God knows the fucking VA is not helping me out. So hopefully,
everything I always hear from work for a company that serves the military, that the VA is like just it takes months and months and months to get anything done. And you know what? I got to give a couple shout outs. So
go
Andrew,
ahead.
Mike Sierra, and Stouffer the Badger. So did you live in like Yuba City?
Yeah,
So,
he apparently from up there because he said he lived in his hometown. So you might have you and Stoffel might have been banging the same ground together.
Well, I never lived in Yuba City, but my wife is from Yuba City, so
take care. Thank you for being here, Silver Smoke. Everybody is always welcome. Everybody's always welcome. Go ahead.
So, with the Ben Johnson thing, what excites me, it kind of reminds me going back in the day when the first time, when we were bringing in John Gruden, a young, fresh mind, fresh plays, something different. I'm been wanting something like from, like Sean McVay. It's like young guys with just people that are like getting you into the playoffs. And do I think the Raiders are going to be in the playoffs next year? I mean, okay, let's say we got Ben Johnson. We get Spycheck. Honestly, I really feel like the biggest key would be like, is Patrick Graham going to come back? Because we have so many free agents on defense. You think about it. Spillane, Hobbs, Kuntz, Epps, Morig are all free agents. If Patrick Graham doesn't come back, you think, how many of those guys are we going to get to come back?
Well, I think Epps is gone, period, because
I think he's gone too.
Because Morig and Polamalu played well when Epps was gone. So Polamalu showed what he could do.
And if I'm correct, I think he's a restricted free agent too.
Yeah, Kuntz Kuntz is definitely, but if they sign K'Lavon Chaisson, it's not as much of a loss. So Patrick Graham did not sign, and I think Patrick Graham, he didn't sign anything. He wanted out. So Patrick Graham,
I don't know if he wanted out, but I think he's a smart man. I mean, he's so intelligent. I mean, isn't he like he's Ivy League type guy? So he probably saw the writing on the wall, and he probably wants to see who comes in, right? And maybe what his opportunities are, which is really kind of sad. Let's go back to last year when AP became the head coach. It wasn't offered to Patrick Graham; it was offered to AP, which I thought was kind of weird at the time. I'm like, why would you not bring Patrick Graham in as your head coach? And are we seeing?
Yeah.
He's getting a couple interviews here and there, but there's not a lot of hype on Patrick Graham. So it's kind of killing me because, that defense was a top 10 defense going into the last game. And he's only had 2 years. So I understand why he didn't sign that contract.
Yeah. I think it was. Well, here's what now. Peggy and I spoke about this, and yes, I'm glad that I'm going to knock wood here. It looks like the lag issues have been fixed from the show from last night, because I could not hear Peggy, and it was like she was in a bubble, and I would get her kind of like her conversations was coming at you like with a there's a term for it, and I can't remember what it is. It's like when burst comms, right? They came you get it in a burst, and it was, but I couldn't understand a lot of what she was saying. So I'm glad that it's fixed. At least it is. And again, and Twan's in here. Good to see you as well. Everybody.
Peggy was on fire. It's like she was angry.
Yeah, but I couldn't hear her because I couldn't keep up with what you. I'm glad you guys could hear her correctly. I couldn't, which was unfortunately. So,
Andrew.
No, I'm the one with the.
You're going to get in trouble, Andrew.
with the shitty Wi-Fi. Did you want to hear Peggy? Yes, we did, because Peggy knows her shit, dog. She knows her shit. So, and by Louis 64 is over there on IG. Ogun Raider 702. Ayo Chachi, I think I answered your question. Yes, I think the Texans. What do you think, Jack? You think the Texans can beat the Chiefs on a? And I'm going to say, I'm going to quantify it on a evenly refereed and officiated game. On an evenly refereed and officiated game, yes,
you need to send this to Alex. I kind of disagree. I think Casey's going to win this game. I got it. I had it like 27-17. And it's not even because I just, talking about the last game they played against each other, Casey destroyed them. That run defense from Casey is giving up 2.8 yards per rush. And, their whole game depends on Mixon. Mm-hmm. And, when your offensive line is kind of spotty, like the Raiders' offensive line's been spotty. And then, Diggs is out for the year. And you're getting Nico Collins back, but you put Duffy on him and follow him around the field. It really depends. Their win-loss record really depends on Mixon getting over 100 yards. So, in Casey's run defense, we've seen it as Raider fans. They've stuffed us for sure. So, I don't see it being close. I mean, honestly, as a Raiders fan, hey Alex, if you're watching this, I hope you lose, because I don't want you I don't want you to get a three-peat.
Yeah, that's my only. I don't want I don't even want them there. I don't want them there. I want them knocked out as soon as possible, because the longer they stay in, the likelihood becomes better that they can get there. The longer they stay in. Mike Sarah says Mixon is probably out. We'll see if Mixon's out. They're gonna rely on
Mike.
Pierce.
He's out.
Rely on Pierce, yeah. And Dameon Pierce, and yes, I'm biased. I'm a Gator. He's a Gator. It would be a really good running back, but he would have to have the game of his life in order to make up for Mixon.
So I'm curious of what we got a lot of fans in the chat, which I love this. What do you guys want as your head coach, your GM? I mean, spam it out in the chat. I'm really curious. For me, yes, I want Ben Johnson. I want that young offensive mind, like we talked about with Gruden back in his day. And even when Gruden came back, he improved every single year. We know it's not a one-year thing. So it's going to take time, especially when you have 3 playoff teams in the AFC West. So it is going to take some time to get back there. And when these guys get older, guys like, Chris Jones, when finally get out of the league and things are going to change, Kelce out of the league, I want to see that turnstile and we take over. So who do you want? Again, I want Ben Johnson, I want Spycheck, and I want Champ Kelly. I posted in chat earlier. I don't know what his contract is, but I think Champ Kelly.
His contract's over.
It's over.
So he is a free. He is a free agent as of right now. Okay.
It's crazy. I haven't heard his name. I haven't heard his name. A lot. Anyone talking about him being a GM of their team. So that could be a good thing. That's a great thing for us.
Yeah. Well, that's why I did that show. Is where's Champ Kelly? That was the picture. It had Telesco and AP. I said, where's Champ Kelly? Because nobody was saying anything. And that's when somebody brought it to my attention that his contract was done at the end of the year. Graham, and this is what I want to say about Graham. Graham had that contract on his desk last year. It was on the desk. Here's your extension. He didn't sign it. It was on the desk at the beginning of the year. Yeah, it was on the desk last year. I'm talking 23 now. The end of 23, he had. And by the way, Doc Cabral, I see you, brother. I'll get Doc Cabral in here in a minute. But So he didn't sign it all through the year because he can see what's going on. He can see what's
He's a
going
smart
on.
man.
Yeah.
He's so intelligent. And that's why I'm so hoping he comes back as our DC.
Well,
I mean,
but
Saleh,
he has,
if I can take, okay, if Graham or Saleh, I would probably take Saleh. But with
Yeah,
the players that we have right now that are going to be, are pending, they're free agents. Our defense, again, was top 10 going into the last game. And I read an article that 31.8% of our starters were on IR at some point in time in the season. So when 1/3 of your team is on IR, and we know the majority of those IR players come from our defensive side, and those players are stepping up with Graham's system. Yeah, he's a huge piece. I mean, that's the biggest question mark I almost have. We need to get the head coach. We need the GM. But who in the hell is going to be our DC? Because if we don't get Graham back, then it's not a reboot. It's a restart.
no, it's a junkyard. No, I'll go beyond that. It is a Johnny Cash. I'm gonna throw it in there one piece at a time. I bought it one piece at a time, and it didn't cost me a dime. Because he would go and steal from the auto. He'd steal from the factory or acquire, because you don't want to steal things. He would go and he would bring the things into his lunchbox and bring it out one piece at a time till he had his car, right? That's what this is going to be. It's going to be a one piece at a time car, okay? And they answered your questions. I got, Johnson. I want Pete Carroll or Robert Saleh personally. Those are the guys I want. If Johnson is there, Johnson's going to want his own GM. The only reason why you can get Spytek in there is if Brady says, this is who your GM's going to be. And I think that's going to be, because Johnson's going to want a guy that he's worked with. That's what he's going to be. He wants his guy. And if Brady, and I know that Brady's the guy that's like pushing all the buttons here. If Brady says you're going to get Spytek because that's who I want, and he says if you want to be our coach, then it's going to be up to Johnson to see if he wants to be the coach. If he doesn't want to sign, that's when Pete Carroll signs. So we'll see.
I just think it's kind of funny and interesting. It's like, Ben Johnson didn't want to go to the Commanders because he wanted Hal. And, AP, we all wanted Jaden Daniels. But Tom, here's an interesting fact. I've learned from the Wild Wild West show from the Chargers fans. Tom Telesco only made one trade.
And
one trade to move up.
Man. Yep, man.
And now it's coming out that he didn't even try to move up. I mean, it's kind of like what we heard in the beginning. It's like with Josh Jacobs, with Max Crosby sitting in the parking lot. We thought he'd get an offer. Biggest mistake that the Raiders made is not giving him that same contract. I mean, literally for Green Bay, it was a 1-year contract at $12 million. It's what he was making the year before. And look at our run game. It's trash.
Yeah, but I think that's going to change. I think if you listen, and by the way, I'm going to read, or I'm not going to read to you. Great comment by Eddie Ochoa, and again, this is what I was saying about if they bring in Johnson. The big if they bring in Johnson, I think that God, I hate being the guy that is the voice of Tom Brady, or the voice of reason of Tom Brady. But I think that he's going to say, you're going to have this gig for 3 years. The contract is 3, maybe it's 5, but maybe it's 3 with a 2 kick, like a +2 kick. You're going to have the job for 3 years. It's going to be up to you to bring this team back to respectability plus. We're going to give you 3 years to become a playoff team, or at least a playoff contender. Okay.
Ooh, that's going to be tough. I will say this, Raider Nation, as being a host on an AFC West, show, the Denver Broncos are going to have, Bo Nix is like way impressed. And they're going to have like 80 million. We talk about our $110 million, $111 million on salary cap. They're going to have 80 million. And now that Bosa and Mack are off the charge, I think they're at $74 million on salary cap. And they all made the playoffs.
Yeah.
And they all have quarterbacks. And they all have great head coaches. So I don't expect any coach, I don't care if it's Pete Carroll or whoever, that comes in here to sit there and, replicate and like be able to do the same thing. And that's why I said, Patrick Graham is such a big piece of this team because the defense is the glue of the Raiders. And if we don't get him back or we don't get a Saleh, like, the players can say, hey, this might be an improvement. Then I don't see a lot of those players coming back. And then we're going to have to restart. Might be an improvement.
Speaking of restart, hey, Doc, turn your stuff down, Doc. Well, I brought Doc in because I wanted to make sure I didn't lose him. Turn your stuff down. Yeah, turn your volume down.
Turn it off.
There you go. So because
hey, what's up, Doc?
Turn your volume off.
Do you hear me? Oh, my volume?
Yes, Doc, we hear you. We also hear us. So you're going to have to turn the whatever you're watching on. Okay.
Hey,
good.
Kev, I love that, bro. That they're all watching it from the couch like us.
Yeah. So I wanted to bring you in, and again, I appreciate Jack you being here. I appreciate Doc being here because again, I like saying Doc the Patriots fan because I respect anybody that sticks with the team before Belichick came in there. That's why I call you a Patriots fan because I respect you that you were there through thick and thin when they sucked and you've stuck with them. So that's why.
Well, that's pretty cool. I'm glad that, Jim Plunkett went there and then the Cheatriots let him go.
Yeah, but they weren't the Cheatriots yet.
No, they weren't.
They weren't
but I have to say that anyways. I just had to throw that as a dig. Sorry, Doc.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah, but by the way, if this is, I'm going to have to put the. Remember, Jack Kenna. I'm going to make sure people can see. Oh no, I gotta take the banner off. 1 second. Stand by a second. Let's see here. There you go. Jack Kenna is the voice of Raider Nation for the Wild Wild West show. Be sure to join him on Wednesdays. Was it 7:30 p.m. 7:30 Eastern, 4:30
7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific time on your channel, Cap. And it's like it's good, clean. Just great talk. There's not a lot of digs. Well, we do dig a little bit, but not a lot.
Yeah. Well, and again, I actually when I was on for the last show before you were on yesterday, I was relatively well behaved.
I didn't see it, but I'm almost surprised on that one because you weren't well behaved on the Detroit show.
No. Well, that's because the kid pissed me off. But remember, my big issue.
But I will say this. Seeing you and Robert together was very interesting.
That's what I'm saying. That when I was on that show with Robert, I was relatively well behaved. I gave him a shot or two, but from what I could have said, I was woosai. I was well behaved.
I'm glad you did. You only know what you know, right?
Yeah, I got you. Jack, again, watch Jack Kenna on Wild Wild West, 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific on this channel and MHRT Network. If you're a Donkey fan, come see him. I just want to make sure I gave him your due. I want to talk to Doc about Vrabel and the Patriots as well, brother.
Hey, that was a great signing, for the Patriots, getting Vrabel back. I think that was really cool. Going back home.
But they screwed Jared Gerard Mayo.
Mayo.
That's
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. We talked about that early on the show. Mayo got screwed over the most, and AP the second most. But I'm glad that Vrabel's home. He's a winning coach.
I don't agree with
Well,
that.
I'm gonna let you guys go. I'm only at 11% anyways. So, gentlemen, have a good night. Raider Nation, love you.
Good night, Jack.
See you guys on Wednesday.
Good night.
There you go. Thanks again there, Jack. Okay, Doc, the floor is yours. Now that we know that the Doc is in, I'm going to make sure that people also know that, hey, if you're watching on Facebook or Instagram or Twitch, whatever you're watching on, please, I said all-purpose decoy, cheap viewers on streamboo.com. That's a new one. That's a new one. Yeah, I don't know. I've never heard of streamboo.com.
Really?
Yeah, it's a Twitch. I'm not going to put it up because it's somebody on Twitch. I'm sorry, all-purpose decoy. And yeah, and I will put this one up for Cool Kev. Jack Kenna with 11% is huge. That's huge. I mean, that's almost a full battery. Yeah, but
Just
anyway, good to see everybody. How you doing, brother? Now, Tate, so, and I agree with you. Gerard Mayo is the only coach that got fucked without benefit of KY. AP had a year and a half. AP had a year and a half to get it right. Now, because AP did not know how to coach. It's not his fault. I'm serious. It's not his fault. Listen to me. He was thrust into the job, and he was in way over his head. That's what I'm saying. He was in way over his head. He didn't know the X's and O's in game management. Okay.
Really?
Gerard Mayo. Yeah. Gerard Mayo, same thing though. But they only gave him a year. At least AP had half of last season and all of this season. And so that's why I said that, and maybe you guys, and again, it's not a race issue. I don't care what color skin AP had.
No.
I don't care what color skin Gerard Mayo had. It just so happens that both of them are African-American coaches. I will say that. But to me, Gerard Mayo got screwed. Yeah.
He got hosed. Because they thrust him in too early. He had another year and a half to wait. So he could be groomed, but they screwed him and they threw him in, and that's what hurts. How about you, man?
So talk to me about
Shalom, my brother. First,
Shabbat Shalom. There you go.
And how was your Hanukkah?
I guess it was okay. I mean, I didn't, I don't have I have a menorah somewhere. I haven't seen it. I used to know where it was. You'll have to ask her. Because actually she didn't open her Christmas presents until our anniversary on the 11th because she wanted to. Yeah. Just ask her. So we had the anniversary. Yeah.
Okay.
But and Jenny was like, "Oh, did you get her a diamond? Did you get her diamonds? Because apparently 30 years. Apparently 30 years is a diamond. I don't look at such shit. Yeah. Apparently, how like the first. Yeah. No. Yeah. You might be. But I said no. But I did get a very rare turquoise from it was like New Mexico, and it was a very rare gray wolf. I think it is a gray wolf turquoise. It's silver and black. Of course, it's silver and black, but it's very nice. So that's what I got her for her anniversary. Okay, so it was unique and it was different. And then I gave her Christmas presents from that. So she got that. Oh, and I got her some cool sunglasses just as well. But
that's cool.
That's it. But I thought, and then she gave me a nice jacket for like a winter kind of like a puffy jacket. So I got
Oh
that
wow.
for the anniversary. Yeah, or for it was Christmas or anniversary. I don't. It was. I guess it was all inclusive, but yeah, we'll see.
So what's the deal with the Raiders, man? Is Tom Brady going to be there for a little bit, or is he going to get the boot here pretty quick?
No, Tom Brady is
Are you
an
serious?
owner. Yeah,
Oh,
Tom
so
Brady
he
is a
is.
minority. He is a minority owner, and so is Richard
Oh,
Seymour. So
really?
Richard
Two
Seymour, yes,
Patriots?
two Patriots are minority owners, along
Holy.
with some other guys from Vegas that have money. They are the people, and they're running the coaching search and the general manager search. Okay, yeah,
Really?
and here Jack Kenneth said Brady is as a minority owner, and so is Richard Seymour. And then there's some guys with bucks in Vegas that are other minority owners. Those are the guys that are doing the coaching and general manager search. So it's different. It's
Really?
different.
So no
So that
football people
but the
doing
thing is,
this?
huh?
No football people doing the search?
Tom Brady and Richard Seymour, and I don't even
No,
think Richard Seymour was ever involved.
no. I mean executives, not players. Jay, come on,
Yeah,
man. Really?
no, I'm saying no. That's it. The executives are Tom Brady, Mark Davis as the not the owner, but basically the owner's son, right? And three other guys that are minority owners, which have business dealings in Vegas. That's the executive committee. The only one with football knowledge is Tom Brady.
Oh Jesus Christmas! Not good, man. Not. Oh, is he
But
on Fox now too?
wait a second. Here's no. He's still doing his Fox, and that's the thing. The thing is that Brady is brought Ben Johnson in, and the only reason why Ben Johnson came in for an interview was because Tom Brady said, "I want you to come in and interview for the Raiders job," or he wouldn't have even come in. But because Tom
Really?
Brady has that wasta, he came in. So and that's and Vrabel was never brought in because I think maybe if Brady talked with Vrabel said, "Tom, I'm taking the Patriots job." So he was never
Yep.
a consideration. He was never a consideration.
Yeah.
So talk to me about Mike Vrabel. About are you happy with that?
I'm surprised that he actually took the job. To be honest with you, the reason why he took it is because of when he went into the Patriots Hall of Fame last year. He felt something different that he felt in Tennessee. But in Tennessee, he was like God because he made people happy. He made them want to be with their team, and he went to the playoffs. He actually went to the playoffs with the Tennessee Titans. That's something the Patriots haven't done in a very long time. You can't.
Mm-hmm.
To me, it's going to be a little bit. It's going to be a little bit, but there's a lot of work to be done yet. A lot of work to be done. And I think with Robert Kraft liked him. He always liked him, and he liked Tom Brady too. But Tom said, "You know what? I've had it. I got to move on. I gave you all the money to get the players, and I don't have any of it. So bye. Got to go." Um, but you know,
Yeah.
I, hopefully Mike is able to make it the right way. I think Mike can do a good thing there. Him being a former 4-year non-starter in Pittsburgh, becoming something special in New England, really brought him forward and made him somebody special. And I think that he'll be able to do something real good. I think he'll bring them to the
Mm-hmm.
postseason this year coming up. I have a really good feeling he'll
Oh,
make it to the
Doc, are you
postseason this
serious?
year.
This
Jay, listen to me.
wow. But
I'll be like
wait a
George. I'll
second.
be
Wait
like
a second.
H.W.
Okay,
Bush.
what?
Read my lips. He's gonna do it.
Okay, Doc. I will say this: if the Patriots go to the playoffs, I'll make it. If they go to the playoffs for the 2025-26 season, I will get you. I don't know.
Don't worry about it, man.
I will
I don't
try.
need anything. I don't need
No, I'm
anything,
just
Jay. You
saying.
know what I
Well, we
want?
gotta have a bet.
If they can go to one game and get in the postseason, I'll be happy. Will they win the Super Bowl?
Okay.
Probably not. But if they
No,
can get to
no, they go to the Super Bowl.
one, you see, numero uno, one game. If they can get to one game, I'll be happy. That's what I
Okay.
want. I just want one
Okay.
game. Because once
I
you get your foot in the door, they'll start to believe. But they've got to get in there to start
mhm.
believing. The players they get, who they bring in, they've got to get to make it believe. But they got to get a quarterback. They got to get a whole bunch of people, and they've got to
Yeah,
get.
I mean, I
And
will say
Milton
this.
is a good
I will say
quarterback.
this.
Hmm?
Yeah, they got a decent quarterback this year. Pardon me. They got rid of Mac Jones and they got the quarterback in the draft. I can't even remember what his name is. Yeah,
May.
Drew May, right? May's a
Yes.
good quarterback, and he has a lot of promise.
Yes.
They do have a better shot of making the playoffs than the Raiders do because the Raiders are in a division with the Chiefs and the Broncos and the Chargers. What's so tough? I think that the Bills. I think the Bills are the best team in that. The Jets suck. The Patriots
Yes.
can take past the Jets. The Dolphins can drop like a wet rock. So the Patriots might be able to get in there. They'll have an easier shot, but I don't think that they can. But hey, with Vrabel as a coach that has experience, he will have a
Mm-hmm.
better opportunity depending upon who comes in. And here's the big thing, though. You know who your offensive coordinator is going to be, right? You do know who your offensive coordinator is going to be.
Who?
Josh McDaniels.
Oh, Joe. Yeah, your boy. Yeah.
Yeah, no. He ain't my
You know
boy.
what
Oh
though?
no, he ain't my
Jay,
boy.
Jay, the truth is, if Mike feels good about him doing it, he'll do it. But if Mike's not happy with him, no. Because Mike is the guy that likes to study people. He's a smart guy. He's not stupid.
Well,
But it'll be okay. I mean, to me, Jay, we get through today. It'll be okay. That's the important thing. And hi from Raiderette.
well, and tell your Raiderette that we said hi as well.
Hi, baby. Yep.
Is she right next to you? Is she just off camera?
Yeah, just off camera.
Oh, okay. Tell her I said hi.
Hi, baby. Okay, cool.
There
Yes,
you
should
go.
I?
And blessed health for both of you.
Thank you, Jay. And
Blessed,
believe me,
blessed health.
we both need help. Trust me. Oh
I
God,
got
yeah.
it. I got it. I
And
got
the
it.
VAs, and like you, the VA's screwing me around too. So
Oh yeah, my God, my God. I went to a chiropractor today at the VA for the first time ever.
really,
Okay, yeah, and this guy and I walk in with this shirt, Fear of the Bones Navy shirt.
mm-hmm.
He's an army guy. He's a tanker, right? That's now a chiropractor.
Oh,
So we had that Army Navy thing going right off the bat. But he's a good guy. He's a
that's
good guy.
cool.
So, but I've never been to a chiropractor before. So
Oh,
he did the old, we're gonna hear it, and then he did and you can hear the grunt, you can hear the
oh yeah,
bones crack and the grunt.
yep.
And he said, you might be sore. Hope you're not too sore, but if you're not too sore, then I can increase next time. So I will be busted after I get back, and I'm going to Leavenworth again next week for 2 weeks.
Oh, okay. You back for training?
Yeah, the training job. So I'm doing that for 2 weeks. So I don't know how I will do
right
the
on.
shows. Yeah, so I might have on what do you call it, repeats while I'm there. I don't know if I'll be able to do shows for the 2 weeks that I'm there. So if you see repeats, it's because
That's
I will
okay.
be, but yeah.
Hey,
But
by the
hey,
way,
folks,
tell the kidney
well, by
guy.
the way,
Tell the kidney guy.
I need I need fucking money. I'm out of work, and a job gives me dinero, dinero.
Well, personality.
There you go. Doc, that's to you, and I
Hey,
want you coming in. Go ahead.
by the way, tell the kidney guy my wife's going to Mayo over here in Phoenix.
Okay. Okay. I haven't
Yeah,
heard
we're
from
going to
Angelo in a
Phoenix.
while. I haven't heard
Oh
from
wow,
Angelo.
you okay?
Well, no, it's just that he dropped off the. Yeah, it's Mike. I know. I'm going to be bringing several winter jackets and several sweatshirts, and yeah, I'm going to be
It's gonna be
freezing
cold
my.
there, dude.
Yeah, I'm going to be freezing my choo-choos off. That's it.
Well, be careful. We love you, man. Take care.
All right, and best to you. And you take. And when I hear from Angelo, I'll say, hey, Doc's wife is going to the Mayo Clinic in Arizona.
Yeah, in Phoenix. Yeah,
Okay. Oh, and
Phoenix,
Tuan.
Arizona.
Hey, by the way, Tuan goes there too.
Oh,
Raider Tuan goes
right
there.
on.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, Tuan, if you get a hold of a Doc, you guys, if you're in Phoenix or whatever, because you get maybe you guys, because Tuan, great guy. Tuan is obviously a Raider fan, but he has some health issues, and that's why he goes to the Mayo Clinic in Phoenix. And Tuan is the just like the Bishop is an aspiring, or
Oh.
he not aspiring. The bishop is very highly clerical, and Jay from
Mm-hmm.
South Carolina, she's not ordained, but she is a licensed minister. Tuan is a lay leader
All right.
of his religious beliefs, so he is very highly regarded. It's the
Mm-hmm.
reason why a lot of people. It's probably why I'm still alive, because I have Tuan and Jay and the bishop thinking very
Mm-hmm.
good things for me, and that's why I'm here. And I need to take a walk at night. Oh, and Tuan says he'll be out there next week. Hey, Tuan, if you got my number, I'm not sure. That's right. I'm charging my phone. Tuan, if you have my number, text me. And Doc, I will, if with permission, I'll text him your number, and maybe you guys can get together.
Sure, man. Appreciate it.
Okay. I would never arbitrarily, give out
Yeah.
information without permission.
Hey, brother. You know I love you. Take care.
Oh, Ed Winchell, you're not chopped liver. I don't know why Ed Winchell think he's chopped liver. Ed Winchell, I started the show saying that I'm going out to Northern California to see my buddy Ed Winchell and Jack Kenna. I started the show like that. So you chopped liver. Oh yeah, Ed's on fire. All right, hey, Jock, take care of yourself as well, brother. You be well.
I love you, brother. Take care.
Take care. Be well. That's the
Yep.
Doc Cabral. He's awesome. He's a Patriots fan. There you go. Ed Winchell, you are not fucking chopped liver. I said I'm going to NorCal to see my buddy Ed Winchell, and we're gonna hang out with Jack. We're gonna hang out with Raider Kojo, and there's a couple other people we're hanging out with. Can't beat that with a stick. But if you want to come into the show, you got about 10 minutes. You got about 10 minutes because, oh, no. Ruben, you're chopped liver. Don't even bring up onions. I can't stand onions. I cannot stand onions. Ugh, Ruben, you're chopped liver. I got to say that. Did you like the pick? If you sent me a pic, Ed, I'm charging my phone, so I haven't seen it. Seriously, my phone's on charge. My watch is on charge. I got like a Samsung watch, the smart watch, and they're both. They're 100%. I know because they've been overcharging. I will look at the pick Ed Winchell. If you want to come into the show, Ruben, if you can keep it to 10 minutes, hit the link. Oh, you eat onions raw? Oh my God, that's nasty. That is nasty. Oh my God, that's nasty. Raw onions. Era Uno 562 is over there. Louis over there in 64. Ugly Raiders. Yeah, I think I'm caught up on Instagram. If you're on Instagram, thank you for being here. We got about 10 minutes. And it's good night. Flyers won. It sucks this time of year in January. I'm on the hockey. I have to get my Flyers hat out. I will say, okay. I'm gonna put that on there. Onions in it? No. And yeah, Ruben. Yeah, I'm sure Ruben does eat some other things that are raw. Oh, no, Doc. Ed Winchell is in Northern California. Northern California. He's not in Southern California. He's in Northern California. Although there might be drift to smoke. I mean, when you have that much smoke from all that fire, it drifts. I'm sure it's going. Hell, we'll probably get some in Florida in a couple days. But I think Ed Winchell is okay. Hoping he's okay. Okay, folks. I don't see anybody else coming in. Cap was eating straight. Yeah, there you go. Well, see, there you go. Cool, Kev. You know who knows what I was eating in the early 80s? Or at least the mid 80s? Was Doc Cabral. Doc Cabral. That guy knows what I was eating since 86. $1986. That guy. Because we were in the Philippines together. 86, 87, 88, 89. Yeah. Oh my God. Okay. And Twan, I hope Twan's okay. Premium fish. Yeah. 87. There you go. Doc had a few clams in his heyday. Yeah, he did. When did this become a cooking and eating show? When did this become a cooking and eating show? Not that we don't know what the subliminals are there. Oh, 87. Yeah, 87, 88, and 89. Doc knew what I was eating. Anyway, back to the subject of the Raiders. And we have had, and I thank everybody that was on here, giving their views, talking about, and Greg B. I'll throw this back on ranking list for the head coach, and I can get to it. I'm sorry, Greg. I want Pete Carroll, Robert Saleh, or Bruce Ariens. Those are the three I want. Ben Johnson, fine. If you listen to everybody that allegedly know Ben Johnson's going to be our coach, we'll see. The Bears fans think no. There was a guy in here earlier, and I can't remember he was a Lions fan. And that was cool to have a Lions fan in here. Let me see if I can bring up his name. Gord was here, and we were talking about his hat. Eddie Ochoa had great things about, McDaniels and Bisaccia and Gruden, I'm sorry. I think AP had a year and a half or a season and a half. Gord wants Ben Johnson with Patrick Graham as DC. I don't think so. I think that if Robert Saleh doesn't get picked up as the head coach, I think he'd be amenable to coming in under Ben Johnson as the defensive coordinator. I'm not speaking for him, but I think he might like that, having a job. I think Patrick Graham goes. So I think he's burnt. He doesn't want to be here anymore. Stoffel wants the Turners at OC. I don't like the Turners at OC. I think they're going to move on. I think that, and Alex Van Pelt wouldn't be a bad person. Spytech, if Spytech is brought in, what was it? Jack Kenna was also saying Spytech. If Tom Brady brings in Johnson and he tells Johnson, this is your GM, so I think that's who Brady wants because of their ties to the University of Michigan. I think that would be this. And Twan says, will Ben Johnson be the only person to turn this team around? No. It's ongoing. It's going to be a 3-year gig. 3 years to get this shit turned around. Ed Winchell, I'll look at any pictures that you send in, Winchell. I'm back up here. Bama Kami. I just heard something is going down in the next 24 hours. Okay. Thank you, Ed Winchell. Yeah, I see this. I see. Patrick Graham is talking to Jacksonville. I can see that. And Bama, I would love to have Rich. I know Bama Rich Bisaccia. No. No. And I thank you for playing Bama Kami. Thank you for coming in. No. Rich Bisaccia, and I think it's Bisaccia. Bisaccia. I think that's it. Has Ana Diaz? No, I haven't heard. I haven't heard from Ana Diaz. Don't go back. Oh yeah, okay, yeah. Don't go back. Kitty's motor soft, overrated. Oh, okay. Okay, I like the drawings. Rich ain't coming here. No. Pete Carroll, Robert Saleh, Bruce Ariens, Ben Johnson. And if you're going to go young guy, don't rule out Monken from the Ravens, who knows how to get the best out of Bowers because he was the offensive guy down in Georgia. He's another one. And Cohen from the Bucks. Yeah, Rich isn't. Yeah, Bisaccia ain't coming here now. So anyway, I will say, and no, Ana Diaz was not on. Ed Winchell. I will look at. I got to get my phone off a charge. It's in the other room. When I charge my phone, it's usually in the other room. So this way you don't hear it. I will say this: it is Thursday. I got things to do tomorrow. Yeah, Liam Cohen. Thank you, Mike. There's our third Bronco guy. Good to see you there, Mundungus. So a good quarterback, no real option to draft. I'm not sure Ben Johnson. Mundungus, I appreciate you coming in at the end. I said that if you haven't heard it, my choices. Pete Carroll, Robert Saleh, Bruce Ariens, in that order. Ben Johnson, sure. If Ben Johnson brings in Hendon Hooker, who knows his system. Remember how the Raiders, when they had McDaniels come in here, McDaniels brought in what was his name? the glorified clipboard holder, Hoyer. Hoyer knew the system. Okay, Ed, I will get my phone in a minute. Pete's like, he's 70 something. Mike McCarthy would be good. I think McCarthy's going to the Bears. And here's the other thing. If McCarthy goes to the Bears, then that job is gone. That job is gone. Ben Johnson, who is rumored to go there, maybe that's another reason why he isn't going there. And I like, I'm sorry, I forgot. Brian Flores is my number 4 guy before Ben Johnson. And McCarthy is going to Chicago. So if McCarthy goes to Chicago, which I've been saying, then all those people that were saying that, Ben Johnson's going to Chicago, no, he's not. McCarthy's going to take that job. Johnson should go to the Bears. Yeah, but here's the thing. He would have to say, and the one thing that I did say about this is that I saw, and again, it's clickbait. I admit it's clickbait, but it does make sense. Ben Johnson doesn't want to go within the same division where he is in the same division as Campbell, his boss in Detroit, and LaFleur in Green Bay. That's a lot of competition. Although you come here and you got, 3 teams during the playoffs. Ed says exactly. He doesn't want that smoke. Dion to the Cowboys, maybe. And this way we don't have to listen to that crap. Like my buddy right at the beginning of the show, my Packers buddy said that Raiders are getting prime. No, I don't want that. Daniel Lau is over there on Instagram. Carnal Vicious is over there on Instagram. Edo1562 is over there on Instagram. Thank you. You're getting at the very last portion of the show. But Mike Sarah, yeah, that Brian Flores, man, yeah, I'd take him in a minute. And you know who, if you're going to go a coordinator that doesn't get a lot of shine, his name is not Ben Johnson, is Aaron Glenn. And Mundungus, I will give you the last word. The last word. Daniel Lyle says, who do we want? Daniel Lyle, I went through the laundry list. I'll take Pete Carroll, Robert Saleh, Bruce Ariens, Brian Flores. In that order. Or actually, well, Pete Carroll, Saleh, and Flores, and then Bruce Ariens. There you go. And if Ben Johnson comes here, he comes here. And Ed reminds us that the buyout's $10 million. It goes down to $1 million on the 1st of February, though. Daniel, no. That Ben Johnson. Daniel says no Ben Johnson. Yeah, at number 5, because he doesn't have head coaching experience. Daniel. All those guys do. And by the way, they're defensive guys, except for Arians. Arians an offensive guy, but Pete Carroll, a defensive guy with pedigree. Robert Saleh is a defensive guy with pedigree. Brian Flores is a defensive guy with pedigree, okay? Bruce Arians is the offense guy, and then Ben Johnson's the offense. All I've seen is heartbreak after heartbreak, ready for a change. Raider Nation for life. There you go. Thank you there, Daniel Lau. And Daniel Lau, come over to YouTube next time. Rude boy. And Bama says, oh, Aaron Glenn to the Jets. Okay, I can see that. I think he played with them too. I know that there's ties there. Bama Cammy. If he comes, he comes. But I think he's going to have to fuck. Fuck. If we went to the bowl. If I was one when we went to the bowl with Chucky. Okay. Hey, buddy. I'd trust me. I want to see something too. I'm old. 60 in 2 months. 60 in 2 months. We are at the end of my show. Take care, everybody. Come back on Sunday. We will be talking who's left in the playoffs of Sunday. we'll talk about the championship games. Take care, everybody. Have a great rest of your weekend. We'll see.